In this example, we are going to talk about Modulo packages library. So let's discuss about what is Modulo. In Python, modules are simply files with the .py extension containing Python code that can be imported inside another Python program. In simple terms, we can consider a module to be a same as code as library or a file that contains a set of functions that you want to include in your applications. So, for example, we can import, like say, our module. For example, our module is input math, system, OS, datetime. These all are our module which we can import it inside our Python program. So the maths we can use the math function from like example print maths dot py. So it will return with the output the pi value. The pi value is 3.1415 so on. So the it will also return with the square root and also give me the some mathematical computations using the math module, and the system module as well as that give me the system output as well, system output and system informations. And US modulo will give me the my operating systems information. For example, if I'll print my OS, uh, print OS dot, I think that is uname. Uname will specifically give me the information about my laptop informations, or like my what my operating system is. If I run this, it will give me the at present POSIX uname result, and the system name is I'm using the Linux, and my name is system name is Satyajit Latitude 5410, and the release date is something like that, and version is something like that, and I'm using the Ubuntu, that printing the Ubuntu, and the something UTC 2022, and I think that is giving the UTC time zone, and that is UTC time zone is right now this 1915, that is approximately 7:15 p.m. in UTC time zone right now, and the machine I'm using that 64-bit operating system, so that's why giving me x86 64, and that's all about my machine informations. So you can also use in the os.username, and same as like I can use the date time, so I can my current date time I can also use current date time equal to date time dot now. So if I print current date time, let me run this, giving me the output again. Uh, this is right now 5. The date is 5 and month is 9, and the year is 2022. And right now the current time is 17:51 and 59 second, and 53:5267 is my milliseconds. So it's currently approximately 5:51 p.m. in Indian times. So this is all are the modulo and that we can import in our Python program. And let's talk about the packages. So the packages are the usually a Python like library that contains the of related module and packages. Actually, this term is often used interchangeably with Python packages, because Python packages can also contain the module and other packages that are sub packages. So the packages are that lots of using the module, that means that can contain the multiple modules. So this is called our packages. So let's say for example, uh, if you are using the six pillow and G unicorn, these all are my packages. So like if we are going to perform some task, let's say uh, let's say for example pillow packages is used for our image processing. Like say whenever we upload and saw our images, we have to use the pillow packages. So we have to must install these packages before we are using. So this is not comes with by default, but it you have to install it manually. But Modulo that comes with by default, we do not need to install, but we have to import this, and that comes with by default with Python packages. But this is not comes with the by default, but we manually install it through the pip. So I install pip install 6, pip install pillow, pip install Unicorn, and Unicorn used for example whenever you are deploying your project, that used for to managing your port and run your WSI applications. So in this package you have to install it manually to the pip. And let's talk about the library. So the what is the library? That a Python library is a collection of related modules. It contains the bundles of code that can be used repeatedly in different programs. So it makes Python programming simpler and convenient for the programmer, as we do not need to write the same code again and again for different programs. And for example, this library can be written with multiple programming languages. For example, C++, Java, Python, like different programming languages. But we can use that inner only in Python program. So that can contain the multiple number of bundle of packages, modules, and for example, a library this is called as pandas. A pandas is used for data manipulations purposes, and the numpy is used for the numerical computations. For example, if you have some mathematical computations, then you can use the numpy. Like let's say suppose you have to also install it manually like the packages. So that does not comes with the by default with Python programming, but you have to install through the pip command. All right, and you have to import after the installation complete. So import pandas as pd. Then I have to give some like that predefined function, the pd.read csv. Then your csv file imported that location of this folder. Then you have to print the df. If I have done this, it will give me the output as that CSV file table structure. So I can read the CSV file using the pandas packages. And this all our example of modulo packages and library. And let's discuss about the difference between the library and modulo. So the difference between the library and modulo are: a library is a collection of a related functionality, whereas a module only provides a single piece of functionality, which means that if you have a system with both modules and libraries, a library will typically contain the multiple modules. So this is the main difference between the library and module. And let's discuss in the last session the more example with library, modulo, and packages.